crossroads on the architecture of the future here, whether Messi will be a part of it, whether Messi will be in the new stadium, whether everything that Messi was brought here to do will end up being anything other than an economic boom for the people who run the team, but not catapult the sport into the stratosphere that it wishes to be in when the World Cup arrives in 2026. All of this, an investment toward that time at Soccer in America, funded by Apple TV+. Messi as its biggest star, Inter Miami playing interesting games. Mike, when's the last time you were at a game? I thought you were boycotting the way that they were gouging those prices.
Yeah, I don't have season tickets anymore, but I got a great deal on Game Time. I'm going to this matchup because this is a world-class matchup, and it's a big-time game. I think this is going to sound hot-takey because they're not going to win a trophy by getting out of the group stage. They've certainly qualified for the Club World Cup by winning things like Leagues Cup and the Supporters Shield. I think getting out of this group in the Club World Cup, when you're in a group with Al Ahly, the most decorated soccer club on the planet, Porto, a team that has won 2 Champions League, one of which has been won in this century, and Palmeiras, a great team out of Brazil, getting out of the group. I understand different standards for different clubs and different countries. If you ever get out of the group stage, it's something to be worth celebrating. This is a huge, monumental achievement. If they get out of this group, chances are they do. They only need a draw to control their own destiny, or for Al Ahly to not make up the goal differential in the group, because head-to-head is a straight-up tiebreaker. Let's talk about that. They came back from 1-0 in Atlanta against Porto to win that game 2-1. At that time, they were the first team ever from the Americas to defeat a European club in a high-stakes competition. Now, after that, 2 Brazilian teams ended up doing that. The Brazilian clubs are playing really well this tournament, and they're taking it very seriously. But MLS has been kind of embarrassed during this tournament, and yet you have Inter Miami, which in that game, they were carried by Messi. Messi had a spectacular goal. If they get out of this group stage into the knockout phase of this tournament, from a football standpoint, forget business, from a football standpoint, how can you not just stand back and marvel at this move? They're beating teams like Porto, and it's because of the acquisition of Messi. It is a huge achievement and one worth celebrating.
I think this is the biggest accomplishment. If they get into the group stage in this tournament, the biggest accomplishment of the Messi era. And it's been a short era, granted, but this is the best they've done, and they're still the first MLS club. They'll be the first ever MLS club to beat a top European club in a recognized competition. Messi's goal, that's the goal he's been famous for his entire career. Goalkeepers know it's coming. It reminds me of one of the first goals he scored with Inter Miami in the Leagues Cup match that introduced himself to South Florida. And he's been scoring that his entire career. It's always brilliant. Goalkeepers can never stop it because it's unstoppable, where his left foot kicks it, curls it right into the upper right corner.
What are the other things? What are the other things like that, Monet? Since you mentioned Monet, I don't know if I want to go to the graffiti artist on this, but what other things are like that in sports, where you're looking at a signature genius and you're identifying his signature genius with one whistling kick that is an unstoppable thing because of how much curve he puts
Steph
on.
Curry has a couple of them, impossible fadeaway threes, and that really top, almost parabola-like layup off the top of the glass.
It was Kareem, right?
Kareem, yeah, with the hook shot.